Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another live production of the Open Mic Broadcasting Network. Alongside here is giving you the live coverage here in Waller, Texas. Is Philip Preston, my man right here, Greg Johnson. How you doing, birthday boy?
I'm good.
That's good,
Happy
man.
to see another year.
That's great. I'm glad to see you able to see another day, man. You know, we're here to give you live coverage here in the great city of Waller, Texas, as it is the homecoming for the Waller Bulldogs, as they will be hosting the Klein Forest Eagles here on some Friday night football. Both teams coming here in the contest with a record of 1-2, as both teams are trying to turn things around here into this season. Both teams are already getting situated here out on the field as they get ready to sing the national anthem. So we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back to give you live coverage of the game.
Members of the Waller High School Air Force Junior ROTC. With the U.S. flag, Cadet Second Lieutenant Chloe Johnson. With the Texas flag, Cadet Technical Sergeant Stephen Cameron. The right guard is Cadet Master Sergeant Jean Romero. Left guard is Cadet Second Lieutenant Leo Wilkes. This time, we would like to have a moment of silence to recognize Mr. Cooper, who has been a huge supporter of Waller athletics and a great mentor for Bulldog athletes. We are forever grateful for all that you have shown into our program and young men. May you rest in peace and live forever in our hearts. You will be greatly missed. Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for singing of our national anthem by the Waller High School Chorale.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here in Waller, Texas, as we get ready to get things set off here. And a job well done by the Waller High School Choir, singing the great national anthem, led by director Charlie Owens. So as we get set to go here, Greg, what are some few things that you're looking for these Waller Bulldogs tonight as they get ready to set things out for this homecoming game?
Just looking for them to get back on track like you said earlier. You know, they coming in today with the same record as their opponent, and they definitely want to build and get that record back to 500 and improve on their season.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Anytime you can come out here and put a win for your fans, especially on homecoming night, and then it puts in things in perspective. You know, you're back at 500. You know, it has a lot of positive, going to look into next week. You know, so as we get ready to set here, we'll need some updates for going around the coverage in the 6A region of District 15. You have matchup of Klein King versus Tomball Memorial. We have Klein Collins versus Klein Oak. And then our contest here, Klein Forest versus Waller Bulldogs. Teams get set out here. The Bulldogs come out wearing the maroon helmets with the black tops, black bottoms. And the visiting Klein Forest come in the white tops, yellow bottoms, and the green helmets. Both teams' captains are heading to midfield to get ready for the coin flip. Nice crowd out here for the homecoming nights. fans are steady still coming. A perfect time for some football. As you can see the still coming in. I'm a big fan of the Waller Bulldogs. Look here, this is black. Didn't have that see more of the black uniforms coming out. I'm glad they hot.
Definitely a fan of the solid on solid, the colors that match, the tops and the bottoms match, and I'm a fan of that. So, and I put the maroon helmet in.
Nice little blend. A nice little blend here. So, get to go here. The captains for the Bulldogs will be number 9, Jordan Duncan. Number 8, that is Manning Fisher. Number 40, Ryan Garcia. And number 6, for you. Bear with us for a second. We'll have a number 6 on the roster. Well, I was glad that they have the officiating calling out so we don't have to guess.
Right.
Yes, sir. So
loud and clear for us.
we're waiting for a call by the head official here to see who will get the ball to start off this game. Looks like Klein Forest has elected to receive for the second half. So the Bulldogs will get the first kickoff, to the first drive to start this game. Both teams are set to go. Last week, the Bulldogs came a little short by of 63-24 to Lake Creek. Seems like they couldn't get things clicking that way, so they're going to see if they can try and turn things around here in this contest. Especially it's good to be back on your home territory, especially in front of these fans here today. Back deep for the Bulldogs will be number 0, Alex Bars. Set to kick for the Eagles will be number 82, Dario Salazar. Kicking from his own 40, the Bulldogs will get the first opening drive, moving from our left to right. Salazar is up to wait, coaches the ball, and the kick is up. It's going to be a nice kick. It's going to go into the end zone. That's going to be a touchback, and the Bulldogs will get their first opening drive starting at the 25-yard line. So as you get to say too, we want to see that the Bulldogs will try to open up that passing game here. So that, I mean, Bulldogs have always been traditionally wanting to run the ball, but I'd like to see them open up that passing game, so that they can respect it. So that'll probably lead to more rushing yards into today's event. Right.
I was just about to say that. We kind of all know what running back Alex Barr can do, and I think that passing game open up the game for Alex Barr as well.
Yes, sir. As the first handoff, he's going to hand it off to Barr. He's going to run straight up the middle. He finds a nice hole, and he's going to be tackled just short of the first down, picking up 9 right there. A couple players shaking up right there on the play. They're going to break up a second down and 1. It looks like they're going to take a stoppage in the play right there. It looks like it's banging up right there, coming up. I think they're going to play with number 19. Alex right there. So we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back after this. Mind you, listen to the Open Mic Broadcast.
Join us each and every Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, for a word of encouragement from the Temple of Refuge Ministries. 57-777-0000. Building the kingdom, one soul at a time. Temple of Refuge Ministries, Prairie View, Texas.
And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, as Mr. Elijah Alexis was able to walk off the field on his own power. The Bulldogs come here on this 2nd and 1 in the now. They want to get a little change in the formation now. Duncan in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers to his left. 1 to his right. Hands the ball off to Barnes. Barnes is going to run up the middle. And he's going to maybe have enough for the first down. And anybody they're going to give him to him. He picked up 2 right there. Get 2 yards right there to keep the drive alive. So it's going to be a 1st and 10 now for the Bulldogs. Ball spotted at their own 36-yard line.
As you mentioned earlier, we definitely want to see the Bulldogs open up their playbook a little bit, get a little passing yards here. But they're definitely doing a good job of establishing that running game here early.
Yes, sir. Establish that running game early now. Shotgun formation by himself. Duncan rolling to his right. Looking to pass. Has the wide receiver open right there in the flat. He's able to connect. Is right there was to number 4, Brandon Stewart. That completion was able to go for about 7 yards right there. So that's going to bring him up a 2nd down. I'm going to say 6 yards. We're going to bring up a 2nd down and 4 now for the Bulldogs. There's a little no huddle action going on right here. Duncan assessing the line. The new assignments down to the pistol formation now. 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. Hikes the ball, looking to snap. Steps back now, steps up in front of the pocket. Kind of scrambles now. He's gonna run with it. He's gonna finally be brought down by a host of Eagles. And Duncan was able to pick up about 3 yards right there. So that's gonna bring up a 3rd down and 1 now for the Bulldogs.
Great play there by Duncan as well. Nothing for him. So some extra yards instead of forcing something that wasn't there. Great play there by Duncan.
Duncan didn't have anybody open downfield. Just used to bring up a 3rd down and 1 for the Bulldogs. Pistol formation for Duncan. 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. He's going to hand it off to Barnes. Barnes trying to make a cut, and he's going to be tripped up. I don't think he got enough for the 1st down. Maybe got stopped at the line of scrimmage. So that's going to bring up a 4th down for the Bulldogs. It looks like they're going to keep the offense out there on the field. Ball is spotted at their own 45-yard line. And now a late decision to bring on the kicking unit. But, yeah, looks like they may have to call a timeout now. Time was winding down on the play clock. The Bulldogs are going to take their 1st timeout in this contest. We're going to keep it right here. So far, so good for the Bulldogs. Even though they're looking at a 4th and 1 right now, looks like they are able to move the ball a lot more easier this first go around in this contest.
Right, and the main reason I think they are able to move the ball a little easier here is because they're doing a good job of mixing the run with the pass as well. Jordan Duncan rolling out to his right, passing it to the sideline, getting some positive yardage, a 1st down. Well, not a 1st down, but getting some positive yardage and bringing the ball closer to the 1st down marker. And now they're mixing up the run again. So they're doing a good job of mixing up the run with the pass in this offense so far.
Yes, sir. Anytime you can try and create any positive play with your legs, especially as a young cat coming in, to this game, it's always a good plus sign, So don't want to make anything silly, just trying to force anything downfield. So now the Bulldogs coming back. It's like Duncan's going to stay on the side. It's going to be in a wildcat formation now for the Bulldogs. It's like it's going to be Barnes that's going to be taking the initial snap in the wildcat formation. Barnes going to roll to his right. He has a lane. It hits the outside. But finally being brought down, but not after picking up about 9 yards right there. Great call right there by the Bulldogs. And that's enough to keep the drive alive for the Bulldogs.
Great call there. The Eagles looked like they were ready for that one as well, but they were ready for that 3rd down run and stuffed it in the backfield. It looked like they were ready for
it. Sir, it looked like Barnes almost, if he could have took that to the house right there.
Probably could have.
So now it's going to make a 1st and 10 now for the Bulldogs. Ball's across midfield. Ball spotted at the Eagles' 47-yard line. Looks like there's going to be another stoppage of play. Looks like it's going to be another timeout. Officially, it was called by the Bulldogs, but it wasn't called by the Eagles. So we're going to take a timeout. And we're going to be right back. I just want to remind you that you're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, home of the Waller County Athletics and the Temple of Refuge Ministries. And welcome back here as both teams have made away from their respective sidelines. So remind you, this is an important district game for both teams as they're trying to stay and make any kind of playoff push here as Duncan tries to roll out with number Baker, there goes, and then second down and 10 now for the Bulldogs. 8:46 remaining here in the first period. This is the first drive. Things are looking well. The first points in the good-looking drive here. Three receivers to his and the receiver was number 6. Austin Bice right there. He did fumble the ball right there, but luckily it went out of bounds. But that reception was able to go for about 9 yards right there. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 1 now for the Bulldogs. Ball spotted at the Eagles' 38-yard line. Nice, impressive drive right here by the Bulldogs. Eating up some clock right now. Things direction. Check. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. And he's going to hand this off to Barnes. Barnes is going to have enough for that 1st down.
And the Eagles, as well as everybody else in the stadium, probably knew that was going to on the Bulldogs.
Sure, great job by the line to allow. So now it's going to bring ball is at the Eagles. Now I'm getting a play to his offense. They're going to Bulldogs have to. And it looks like the head coach right there. That's an early timeout, their 2nd timeout already here in this contest. We're going to keep it right here. Just want to remind you the next time the Open Mic Broadcast Network will be giving you coverage will be next week as Waller versus Klein Collins and the Hempstead Bobcats versus Johnson City. Look forward to those contests. Look forward to giving you the coverage for those games. The Bulldogs finally got regrouped on it. Made their ways back to the field. Now he's going to come back out in the shotgun formation. He's going to have 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Drive lined up right now and see if they can put some points on this board. Gets a snap low. Has an intended receiver right there on the 1-to-1 connection, and the ball's going to be out of his hands right there. Nice coverage right there by the Eagles. Looks like Jordan is really trying to go and find Bryce right there.
Definitely would. Definitely would. Great coverage there by the Eagles, as you mentioned. But if I'm Duncan, I would have liked to see him put a little more air under that. He looked like he had his man beat. Feel like he probably could have beat him to the ball if it was just a little bit more air up under that one.
Now it's going to break up a 2nd down and 10 now for the Bulldogs. Going to go back in that same formation. 3 receiver to his right, 1 to his left. Barnes now going to move. Right. Box to his right now. Duncan looking to pass. Has an open wide receiver. And that ball's going to be broken up right there by number 1, Joseph Ajaya. Was intended receiver was for Brendan Stewart. But that's going to break up a 3rd down and 10 now for the Bulldogs.
The Bulldogs are driving here, but I like the Eagles' defense here as well. Great break on the ball there by Ajayi to break up that pass. Brings up a 3rd down for the Bulldogs.
Looks like Bulldogs also caught a break right there. Ajayi made a good break on that ball. Could have been into a pick 6 because there was no one in front of him right there. Nevertheless, 3rd and 10 now for the Bulldogs. 3 receivers to Duncan's right, 1 to his left. Steps back to pass, now rolling to his left, and connects it and fires enough for the 1st down. Was connected with Bryce once again. It looks like Jordan Duncan and Bryce are on the same page this game right now. That's his 4th target, enough for a 3rd reception right there. For the 1st and 10 now to keep the drive alive for the Bulldogs.
Good break on the ball there as well by wide receiver right there. Coming back to the ball, getting the completion, keeping his feet in bounds as well. Good concentration.
Great concentration as he's able to keep his feet in bounds right there. So now it's going to be 1st and 10 down for the Bulldogs. Ball spotted at the 29-yard line. Duncan now assessing the play with his team. Kind of got the team down to control now. Singles was tight in motion. Now he's going to hand it off to Barnes. Barnes hit the outside, trying to find a lane. And finally going to be tripped up after picking up 5 yards right there. So we're going to break up a 2nd down and 5 now for the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs are eating up a lot of clock right now in this first drive. 6 minutes and 5 seconds to go here in the 1st quarter.
Great drive here by the Bulldogs as well. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm loving the way that they're mixing up the passing game and the rushing game. Even though you have a couple of incompletions here and there, I still like the completions and the good positive yardage gain on the rushing attack as well.
Yes, sir. You like to see that Jordan's not taking anything downfield as the ball is loose right here. The ball's going to come up, but looks like the official's going to mark him down. The ball was handed off to Barnes, and he was met immediately. But the side official was right there to make that call and said he was down before the ball came out. It's going to break up a 3rd down and 4 now for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs got away with the break right there, Mr. Johnson.
Got away with one real sneaky like that. It was really, really close. It looked like he kind of maybe would have got that out, but I think he was down as well.
Yeah, it's like you said, Bulldogs caught a break. It's a long, sustainable drive, and then to have it go in the fumble. You don't want to see that right there. So the Bulldogs caught a break right here. Ball's going to be handed off to Barnes, and Barnes is going to be met immediately in the backfield right there by number 33, Dwayne Thompson. Thompson got a good break, hit the hole, and they would beat Barnes in the backfield, and that's going to be a loss of yardage right there. A loss of 4 to be exact, so that's going to bring up a 4th down and 8 now for the Bulldogs.
Great read there by Thompson. That guy's like a fan. Love to see that from a linebacker.
Now it's going to bring out the field goal unit. I want to kick this. Field goal is going to be Mr. Jovan Ortiz. It's going to be a 39-yard field goal. Kick is up, and it's no good. So the Bulldogs come up short on that one. No point on that drive. So now the Eagles get their first drive at it at their own 29. I'm so sorry, 22-yard line. Official messing with me right here. So now it's going to bring up a 1st and 10 now for the Eagles. 4:32 now remaining here in the 1st quarter.
Very interested to see what these. After a pretty decent drive there by the Bulldogs. No points on the board. Good drive there.
Yeah, the defense was out there a long time for the Eagles, so let's see what the offense can do now. Now the quarterback here is going to be number 12, Justin Williams. He's going to try and create something with his legs, rolling right. There was nowhere to be, no real estate to be found at all. lucky if he got back to the line of scrimmage right there. Yeah, he's going to say he lost about a yard right there. So we'll bring up a second down 11 now for the Eagles.
Great run defense there by the Bulldogs as well. Corner came down and made a tackle along with looked like an outside linebacker. So great run defense there.
Just looking to make a break. Quarterback design, quarterback draw, but once again, the Bulldogs right there to snuff it again. Once again, number 7 right there making that play is Tony Sadegi. We'll bring up a third down 11 now for the Eagles. 2 run plays, 2 stops by the Bulldogs. Now we're looking at a third down at 11 for the Eagles. Ball is spotted at their own 21-yard line. Williams single man in motion, 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Design screen play, connect with the wide receiver, and that is going to be snipped up for maybe 7 right there. 6. On that reception was Jacoby Stanley. So now the Eagles are going to bring out their punting unit. Great drive right there by the defense for the Bulldogs to hold that Eagles offense to a 3-and-out right there.
Great defense there by the Bulldogs. The Eagles tried to run the ball. The Bulldogs were all over that one. They tried the screen play. They got a couple of yards, but the Bulldogs all over that one as well. Great defense there by the Bulldogs.
A great defensive stance. So now the punt will be, I want to say Salazar again. It's going to be a nice punt by Salazar. And it's going to go all the way to the Bulldogs' 21-yard line. So that's where the Bulldogs will get their second drive to start this one. 2 minutes and 25 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Both teams have had a crack at it. Both teams were not able to put up any points right now. So we're going to see the Bulldogs to try and give these home crowd some cheer about here for their homecoming night. The big crowd, I would say, fans are still saying to come in right now. Remind the Bulldogs are dressed in their all black maroon top as the visiting Eagles coming with the green top, with the white top, yellow bottom, and green helmet.
Definitely a nice crowd, and like you mentioned, people are still coming in. Bulldogs look like they do it right on homecoming night.
They do it right. So now Jordan Duncan's trying to do right here on this drive. Hands it off to Barnes, and Barnes is able to chug this way up there and pick up another first down with his legs. And that's going to be another first down for the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs look like they're having their way right now with that running game right now, as we mentioned earlier.
As we mentioned earlier, we know what the running game is going to look like with Barnes in the backfield, and I love the way that they're mixing up the passing game along with their rushing attack.
Now Duncan's here, hurried up to the offense. Got a little quick no-huddle here. He heads right back to Barnes, and Barnes is able to pick up about another 6 yards right there. I think picked up 5 right there. So we'll bring up the second down at 5 now for the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs are trying to get that no-huddle going on. They like to keep it up-tempo. And Duncan hurries the offensive line back to the ball. Duncan's going to head it back to Barnes. Barnes hit the outside, trying to find some lane, and he's going to get tripped up, but not after picking up the first down. Again, Barnes hit the outside right there. Looked like he was going to break it loose. A nice job of making that tackle. Tripping him up was number 22, McClendon. So he comes up shaking up on the play. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. After this, we'll remind you listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to the Open Mic Broadcast Network here in Waller, Texas, as our contest has the Waller Bulldogs and the Eagles, Klein Forest Eagles, at a score of 0 here as 52 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. As Duncan hands the ball off to his new running back there in the backfield. Get his name here in a little bit. Devon Bogan right there on that run. He was able to pick up 3 yards like that, so we're going to bring up a second down and 7 now for the Bulldogs. Ball is spotted at their own 45-yard line. The Bulldogs have had the ball majority of this first quarter, but we're not able to put up any points on that first long drive right now. So here, on their second drive, they got it now. Duncan in the pistol formation, fakes the handoff, looking to pass, has an open wide receiver. It's Bryce, and that's going to be from the 5, 10, touchdown, Bulldogs. Jordan Duncan and Bryce connecting right there on the 55-yard touchdown pass. And the Bulldogs are finally able to crack open on that score on the second drive.
And the way that they were able to connect on that last drive, it was only a matter of time before Duncan and the wide receiver got connection into the end zone. Great play there. And I think that play was set up by the great rushing attack they had this whole first quarter.
Yes, sir. He baited them in. Nice play call right there with the play action. And the play after attempt is up and it's good. And it looked like there was not a single Eagle defender in the sight of Bryce. Looks like but I guess it was no good. So our score here is Waller Bulldogs 6, the Klein Forest Eagles nothing, with 6 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. That was a nice play call right there by the Bulldogs coming out of that timeout, man.
Great play call.
They baited them in there with the run. They hit him with the play action play. Now you have the Bulldogs leading after connecting from that 55-yard touchdown pass from Jordan Duncan to Mr. Austin Bryant. Set to kick for the Bulldogs will be Devon Ortiz, kicking from his own 40-yard line, back deep for the Eagles from 4. John standing at his own 15-yard line. Nice short pitch kick. It's going to be received by Eagle, and he's able to find a little lane right there and return it back to his own 41-yard line for a good 11-yard return right there. Get good starting position for the Eagles. So the Eagles will get their second drive, crack at things right here. Got 3 minutes remaining until we are concluded with the first period. So there's a penalty marker on the play as an offside again. The Bulldogs going to be an additional 5 yards added on at the end of that run. So that's going to be, instead of the 41, we're going to be looking at the 46 now. A great starting position for the Eagles.
This offensive sequence, the Eagles weren't able to move the ball too much on the ground, so I would like to see them try to move the ball with the passing game here.
Trying to take the position, trying to get the new ball in. Yeah, you said Williams that last drive with his legs, but the Bulldogs were able to snuff it out. Got a quick 3 and out. And now here we go, second thing for Williams. Williams looking to pass, has an intended receiver right there. And it's off the fingertips right there was the intended receiver, Jacoby Stanley. Jacoby Stanley had a break, a step right there on the Bulldog defender. And luckily, couldn't haul it in if you're a Bulldogs fan. So that's going to bring up second down and 10, and that's going to conclude the end of the first period of play right now. The Bulldogs leading by a score of 6-0. We're going to take a quick break after this. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. And it looks like they are getting things ready to go here. Going to keep the tempo up here in this game as they're already ready to go start this second quarter. So correction, it is 7-0. It's just the scoreboard was a little delayed. So Waller is trying to see if they can get another quick 3 and out right here. So now Williams bounces out to his right. He breaks the tackle, still has room to run, and finally going to be brought down, but not after picking up 14 yards with his legs right there. It looks like Williams is more of a threat with his legs right now, and they're going to take full advantage of that right now.
It looks like it. And that play was able to be made because Williams was able to bounce off of the defender right there, because instead of wrapping up, the defender tried to lay a hit. Williams took the hit, bounced off of him, and gained some positive yards, picked up the first down.
Yes, sir. Picked up the first down to move the ball across the field, the Bulldog territory. Now Williams is going to keep this one. Probably could have been better off handing that off, but the Bulldogs were able to sniff that one up to be a sack right there. Or it's going to be a loss of 5 right there, so it's going to break up a second down and 15 now for the Eagles. And if I'm the Bulldog, I'm sorry, Darren. Go ahead, Greg. I'm sorry.
And like you mentioned, you looked like he probably would have been better off just handing it off there. Probably running back looked like he had a better lane than Williams there anyway.
Yeah, and like I said, if I'm the Bulldogs, I'm not going to let Williams beat me single-handedly by his name. If anything, we're trying to apply some pressure and try and beat him with your arm.
Right.
So now, here we go. That sweep's going to be handed off to the wide receiver, and he makes a nice spin through Jones to elude from getting any negative yardage, able to get some positive yardage right there to get a better field position now. So we're going to bring up a third down now for the Eagles, 3rd and 6 to be exact. Ball spotted at the Bulldogs' 36-yard line.
Third down and manageable off of end around there by Jones. Very elusive play there, too. He looked like Bijan Robinson.
36 now for Williams and company. Williams going to hand it and keep it right now. Williams going to bounce it out to his left. Williams has room to run. Trying to stay on his feet. Still on his feet, but finally being brought down, but not after picking up 35 yards, 30 yards on that run right there. Nice run by Justin Williams. So now it's going to bring up, to be exact, 29 yards on that carry. So it's a first and goal now for the Eagles. Ball is at the Bulldogs' 5-yard line, and he's going to hand this off to his back. It looked like not everybody got set right there, but they were able to get that play off. Like, you're still getting substitutions on both sides right there.
Right. Kind of surprised not to see any flags on that last play. Like you said, I don't think everybody was set, but
number 21, Fabian Benjario on that carry right there. It's going to break up a second down and goal. Ball's at the own 3 yards. Ball is loose. Williams is going to fall on it. Tried to fake the handoff to the running back. It looked like it's going to be a pass play, but he just ball got out of his hand and it went backwards for a big loss right there. Not what the Eagles needed. So now I'm going to bring up a 3rd down and goal. Ball spotted at the Bulldogs' 16-yard line.
Number 25, Kayshawn Justice.
Now it's going to bring up a 3rd and goal now for the Eagles. Looking to pass, and it's going to be caught. Williams connecting right there with his wide receiver, Jones, on right there. Able to get the yardage he lost. So now it's going to break up a 4th and goal from the 2. That reception is good to go for 14 yards. Looks like the Eagles are going to bring out their field goal unit. No, it's like they're going to keep the field goal unit on the side right there. They're going to keep the offense out there, and they're going to go for this one.
I like the aggressive play call here as well.
4th and 2, 7:47. Look at the time. Jonas is going to keep it, and he's going to have it for the end zone.
Easy touchdown run there. Very easy touchdown run. From the Bulldog sideline, you can see defensive coaches trying to push the Bulldogs to that left side, trying to avoid that touchdown there, but weren't able to get that communication to their players, and an easy touchdown there for the Eagles.
So that 2-yard touchdown run by Jones was converted on a 4th and goal with the point after attempt to tie up the contest here. Nice play call, nice gutsy call by the Eagles to go for it. The kick is up, and it's good. So with 7:42 remaining here in the second quarter, we're all tied up with a score of 7-7. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this.
If you gotta pay, let me work it. I gotta work it.
And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to the Open Mic Broadcast Network here in Waller, Texas, as the Eagles were able to score on their second drive to tie this contest up at 7 apiece. So now the Bulldogs are going to get another crack at it, now moving from our right to left. Back deep for the Bulldogs is going to be Barnes standing at his own 5-yard line. A high short kick by Salazar and came by Bulldog. Lane, but couldn't get beat by number 1, Joseph Ajayi. So now the Bulldogs are going to get this drive starting at their own. So far, so good. I'd say it's been a good defensive matchup by the Bulldogs. It looks like we're going to. We just saw some lightning. So we're going to see what the official we're going to try to do. If I'm not mistaken, it's going to have to be a 15-minute delay. We're going to see what officials aren't discussing it right now. As you can see, the head athletic trainer checking the radar, showing the officials. So now the Eagles are back on the field. The Bulldogs are still hurried up. It looks like they're going to continue play right now for the moment. Still have to be cautious of player safety. We're going to stop this and play right now. But it looks like we're going to resume back into play right now. So here we go. 1st and 10 now for the Bulldogs. Pistol formation for Duncan. 3 receiver to his right. Barnes in the backfield. He's going to hand it off to Barnes. He's going to fake the handoff. And he's going to connect to his wide receiver. He has room to run. Was number 4 for the Bulldogs, Brandon Stewart. And Stewart and Duncan were able to connect right there for a 20-yard reception. So that's going to be another Waller Bulldogs first down. Now ball is across midfield into Eagle territory. Ball is spotted at the Eagle 46-yard line.
Great play there by the Bulldogs as well. The Bulldogs look like they love their play action roll out there, and Duncan looks real comfortable with that play action roll out as well.
Yes, sir. He messed me up here from the booth. I thought he headed off Barnes, but they were running today. So now I'm going to make a 1st and 10 now for the Bulldogs. 2 receivers to Duncan's right, 2 to his left. Signal Stewart in motion. Now he gets the height. Duncan looking to pass. Has all day to throw. Connects with Stewart, who's wide open. Has room to run. Now the lane to the 20. Takes a cut inside. The 15. To 5. And finally brought down at the 2-yard line. The 44-yard connection right there from Stewart. From Duncan to Stewart. 1st and goal now for the Bulldogs.
Effective here in the first half so far. Like we mentioned earlier, we know they can run the ball, but the way they're passing the ball has been a difference maker in this game for this offense so far.
So now the Bulldogs are trying to take the lead back here on this drive. 6:05 remaining here in the second quarter. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to Duncan's right. Barnes in the back. Off the Barnes. Barnes is going to get his way into the end zone for the 2-yard QB. For the 3-yard touchdown run. But the Bulldogs were right back on top to take the lead 13-7 to be made.
2 great passes there by Duncan with a run back like Alec Barnes. That 3-yard run was pretty much a gimme there.
Straight, like I said, a straight gimme. Follows his Broncos. Yeah. Is good, so go here. The Bulldogs are back on top. The 14 is not going to take a break. We're going to back in action, so we're going to be ready for it. So far, so good. The Bulldogs look like they're having their way on the offensive side. It looks like they're making the right calls at the right time.
Definitely great play calling here by the Bulldogs offensive coordinator, coach staff so far. And I think it's being set up by the great run play by Alec Barnes. I think this running game has been really effective. I think everybody knew that coming into this one. And their advantage to open up the passing game like we mentioned earlier.
Yes, sir. That's what you want. Bulldogs passing all effectively like this. So now the Bulldogs are going to another quick and screen out like they did the first drive. We need to like to keep the court side. Like mind you, it is homecoming. So far, so good. The Bulldogs have done everything they can to keep these fans on their side and feed off of their energy. Ortiz set to kick. Nice kick, nice little squib kick. They just going into the end zone. If he could have had because they're probably back deep for the Eagles, it would have been a fair shot. And the Bulldogs probably could have came away with that one right there. But nevertheless, they're going to pick up the 1st and 10 for the Eagles, starting at their own 25-yard line.
Running wide receiver Brandon Stewart looked like he tried to get to it back there. If they could have had somebody get over there, that would have been great as well.
So, again, that's another offside penalty against the kicking for the Waller Bulldogs being offsides. It looks like they have done their film on the Eagles on this one. They're trying to get a little bit of a head start. But nevertheless, all eyes are going to be on you. So now the Eagles get another crack at this one. And the ball's going to be handed off to number 21 for the Eagles. That is Fabian Figueroa. And he was able to get enough for a good run right there to get picked up. 14 yards right there to pick up. A 1st and 10 now for the Eagles. Quick substitution down for the Eagles. One to his left. Looks like he has a free play. He's going to take a shot downfield. But there are no flags in the play. Looks like just tried to take a shot downfield. And you saw that the Bulldogs did jump. Looked like they got back in enough time.
Right. No flag on the play. Great play. Great awareness there by quarterback Justin Williams there to realize that the Bulldogs moved early and were able to get the ball out of there.
As we said here, Williams is going to be brought down for a sack right there, but I was looking down right here. The Bulldogs had too many men on the field. What is this on? Now it's going to be a second down and 5 now for the Eagles. Bulldogs did not need that. You just sacked Williams for about a 7-yard loss right there. With 12 men on the field, going to disregard all that. So we're going to bring a second down and 5 now for the Eagles. Justin has the ball, hands it off to his back, but he's going to be met immediately by a host of Bulldogs leading that charge number 40, Ryan Garcia. But now it's going to break up a third down and 5 now for the Eagles. 4:50 here remaining here in the second quarter. Bulldogs leading by score, 14-7. Justin Williams and his offensive back on the ball. 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Now he's taking the man in motion. Like the Bulldogs are running a little man option. But Justin's going to try and keep it right now. He's going to run with it, but it's going to be met immediately by number 25, Tashawn Justice. Williams able to pick up 2 yards right there on the design quarterback run, but it's going to bring up a 4th and 2 now for the Eagles.
Again, a great defensive sequence there by the Bulldogs, able to get the ball.
The halftime approaches us. 3 minutes and 50 seconds remaining here. You still have a timeout in your pocket. Salazar's punt is up, and it's going to take a nice roll, but it's going to stop. A nice punt by the Eagles, and the Bulldogs are going to get this drive starting at their own 6-yard. 3:38 remaining here in the second quarter. The Bulldogs top by a score of 14-7 on this homecoming night.
Great punt there by the Eagles, but the way that the Bulldogs have been moving the ball tonight with 3 minutes and 38 seconds left on the clock, plenty of time for this Bulldogs offense to march down the field.
Like I said, that's a lot of time. They say 15 seconds is a lot of time for Tom Brady. I'm pretty sure 3 minutes and 38 seconds is a lot of time.
A lot of time.
It's his offense so far.
More than enough time if you ask me.
So now here we go. Duncan and his offense is ready to go. Pistol formation. 3 receivers to his right. He's going to hand it off to Barnes. Barnes trying to find a hole. So he's going to maybe get back. All right, we'll see. Depending on, we're going to say have no yardage right there. So we're bring up the 10 now for the Bulldogs. Not any such of an urgency right here. They're going to take their time with the play call with the lead. Now they break the huddle. Shotgun formation for Duncan. 1 receiver to his right, 1 to his left. Barnes in the backfield with him. Now he's going to hand it off to Barnes. Barnes trying to hit the outside. Gets the outside and able to pick up about 9 yards right there. We're going to say he picks up 8, so we're going to bring up a 3rd down and 2 down for the Bulldogs. Duncan's trying to get his offense to get set quickly. He's going to Barnes going to hit the outside, going to have some room to run. Hit the Barnes going to pick up the 1st down and some insurance right there. So now the Bulldogs have it at their own 28-yard line now. 2:28 remaining. Barnes able to get out of bounds to stop the clock just momentarily. So now Duncan and his offense taking their time here. Now assessing the play. Two receivers to his left, one to his right. Pistol formation for Duncan. Now he's taking the ball in motion. Rolling to his right. Looking for a receiver. He's going to connect with Bryce right there again. And Bryce is able to have that completion for about 12 yards right there. So it's going to be another Waller Bulldog first down.
Like I mentioned, a lot of time on the clock, and the Waller Bulldogs doing like they've been doing all first half, moving the ball down the field.
Yes, sir. Moving the ball effectively down the field, taking what the defense gives you. So now it looks like the head coach wants to talk things over for the Klein Forest side. So we're going to take a quick break. I want to remind you listen to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, home of the Waller Bulldogs Athletics and the Temple of Refuge Ministry.
Often ask us, when will we develop an app? And I've been telling them all the time, we already have an app right at your fingertip. That app is 857-777-0000. Save this number on your favorites, put it on your speed dial, and every time there's a live broadcast, dial that number, 857-777-0000. Serving the community through faith and athletics. The Open Mic Broadcast Network, Prairie View, Texas.
And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, here in Waller, Texas, at the Bulldogs on top by a score of 14-7 over the Klein Forest Eagles. Bulldogs are trying to add on to that lead right here on this drive. 2:19 remaining here in the second quarter. Now Duncan talking to the two receivers to his right, one to his left. Now he gets the snap. Now rolling to his left. Looking to pass, and he's just going to throw it just to avoid the sack. Looks like him and Barnes are not on the same page right there. Barnes is not expecting the ball at all. So that's going to be a incomplete pass right there. So it's going to break up a 2nd and 10 now for the Bulldogs. Clock stopped at 2:13. Ball is spotted at their own 41-yard line. Reminds me, drive did start at their own 6-yard line. So far, so good. The Bulldogs are able to move the ball effectively this drive.
Great job there by Duncan as well. I love the game that he's having, but he has to be a little more calmer in the pocket. Looked like no one was coming after him, but he had to get out of the pocket there.
Now he's going to take the handoff. Is Duncan looking to pass? Has an intended receiver. A nice job of batting that ball away was number 1. Joseph Ajayi been calling his name all night so far. That ball was intended for number 6, Bryce. Wasn't able to come up with that completion right there. So they'll break up a 3rd down and 10 now for the Bulldogs.
Like you mentioned, great play there by DB Ajayi. He's all over there one. Like you mentioned, we've been calling his name all night long. Probably won't be the last time.
And absolutely. He's playing both sides of the ball, too, as you see. So here we go. 3rd and 10 now for the Bulldogs. 2 receivers to Duncan's right, 1 to his left. Drop back to pass. Has an intended receiver. And that ball is out of the hands of the intended receiver, Stewart. Well covered right there once again by the Eagles. Number 22, Jaquan McLendon. So now it's going to bring out the Bulldog punted unit. 2:01 remaining here in the second quarter. Now the Eagles get another crack at it to try tie this contest up. If not, at least could put 3 before going into halftime. Nice snap. Made by Ortiz and able to get the punt off, take a little bounce. Looks like it's going to be a little bobbable. Finally able to be brought down on that. Nice coverage by the Bulldogs was number 25, Tashawn Justice. On the punt return was Jones. Was responsible for the only score for the Eagles so far. Tried to make a little bit of that play right there with his legs. Tried to play the bounce, but kind of mishandled it just a little bit. And Justice was able to to find him and clean him up with a nice open field tackle right there. So now, on 23-yard line, 1 minute and 50 seconds to go. Justice looking to on the screen, but there is a stop in the play right now. We're going to see what the penalty marker is. It's going to be a false start going against the Eagles, so that's going to push them back 5 yards right now. Not which did look like they had a nice design play call right there, but kind of got a little head start right there. You can't do that. So now it's going to bring up a 1st and 15 now for the Eagles. Shotgun formation for Justice. 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. Try to get the Bulldogs off with a hard count, but now going to change the play up. Now he's going to fake the handoff. He's going to hand it off now to his running back number 21, Fabian Benjaro. He was able to maybe get a yard right there. So now it's going to be a 2nd down and 14 down for the Eagles.
Bulldogs defense has been all over the run tonight, and they were all over that one, ready for that one.
Yes, sir. Looks like now the Eagles are going to try and hurry things up just a little bit down. Single man in motion is Justin looking to pass. Has the intended receiver right there on the halfback wheel, but kind of overthrew everybody. Was the intended receiver again, number 21, Benjaro. So now it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 14 now for the Eagles. Clock stopped at 1:12. Both teams still have one timeout remaining. So we're going to see if the Bulldogs are able to get a stop right here. Maybe try and get another crack at it and try to put some more points on the board heading into halftime.
Definitely want to try to put some points on the board here.
Now Justin in his offense is ready to go. 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Justin looking back to pass. Has the intended, and that ball's going to be intercepted by the Bulldogs. Was number 4, Brandon Stewart. So now the Bulldogs get another crack at it with some decent field position now. Ball's going to be at their own 44 to the 46-yard line. So now with a timeout in your pocket, 1 minute and 5 seconds remaining here, the Bulldogs are looking to try and see if they can add on to this lead.
And going back to that play, love the coverage there by Brandon Stewart. And I'm pretty sure he's playing both sides of the ball, and it looked like he was on offense there because he ran the route for the receiver. It was an easy interception, get the ball, try to put some more points on the board before we go into halftime.
Yes, sir. You're going to see a lot of two-way players here in the high school level, so not surprised to see a wide receiver out there doing a nice coverage and breaking on that ball. Was Stewart to come up away with the interception. Now Duncan has snap, looking to pass, has the intended receiver once again, hitting up with Bryce. But Bryce looked like he took a big hit right there to get enough for the 1st down. He's able to get back up on his feet. 1st and 10 now for the Bulldogs. Wasn't able to get out of bounds, so that clock's going to keep rolling now. 49 seconds now remaining here in the 2nd quarter. 3 receivers, 2 Duncans left. Now he's going to hand it off to Barnes. Barnes trying to find a room to run, and Barnes is going to be met immediately in the backfield by number 55. We don't have a number 55 on the roster. And that's going to be a loss of 7 right there for the Bulldogs. Kind of a questionable play call right there with the clock running. And the clock's going to continue to run right now with 32 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Looks like now is the top of the play. Looks like the head coach for the Bulldogs, Mendoza, is kind of frustrated right now. He's trying to signal for a timeout, but remind you, listen to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, home of the Waller County Athletics and the Temple of Refuge Ministry. The Bulldogs will top by a score of 14-7. We'll be right back after this.
Today's game is brought to you by the Pantherbackers, proudly serving student athletes since 1995. Scholarships and student support has been the main focal point of the Pantherbackers. Through consistent support from former athletes, dedicated alumni, and fellow donors, the Pantherbackers have provided scholarship funds for several young men and women athletes at Prairie View A&M University for the past 26 years. For more information on how to become a member, contact Dino Robinson at 713-417-2090. The number again, 713-417-2090. You can also visit their website at www.pantherbackers.org. The hill is where the heart is.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the Bulldogs have just used their last timeout. The clock got reset to 36 seconds. And now the Klein Forest Eagles are going to use their last timeout. But we're going to stay right here, right now. Bulldogs lead by a score of 14-7. We want to remind you our next coverage for high school football will be next week as the Waller Bulldogs will be playing Klein College. And the Hempstead Bobcats will be playing the Johnson City. And next week, we'll be giving you live coverage from Dallas, Texas as the Prairie View A&M Panthers be playing in the state fair against the Miami. Is it the Tigers?
I'm pretty sure.
It's the Tigers, man.
Pretty sure.
Either way, who you rooting for?
Most definitely going to Prairie View.
Okay, man.
It's only right.
Now here we go. The Bulldogs and the Klein Forest are ready to go here. Duncan, two receivers to his right, one to his left. Pistol formation. 36 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Duncan looking to pass. Has it to the receiver. Trying to connect with Bryce again, but he overthrows him more intended. But he out of bounds and more in place. And now it's going to bring up a third and 15 now for the Bulldogs. You like that they took the shot downfield, but you want to see them at least pick up some positive yardage, maybe to try and get in the field goal range.
Definitely surprised by some of the play calls here by the Bulldogs as well. Definitely want to take shots downfield, try to kind of look like they're trying to get it all in one play, but I like the idea of how they were driving earlier in the first half. Dink and dunk, play action, rollouts, running the ball. Want to see them get back to that here if they can.
Now you go 30 and 15 down for Duncan. Duncan stepping back to pass. Now steps from the pocket. And Duncan's going to be brought down in for a sack right there. Looks like that might be the last play of the game. The clock is going to continue to run. It's going to be 14 seconds remaining here. 4 down and 21. Looks like they're just going to keep the offense out on the field. Going to take a shot downfield. Duncan looking to pass. Has the intended receiver is number 1. And that's going to be it right there. What connected was Jackson Merdeko. But that's going to conclude the first half of play as the Bulldogs leading by a score of 14-7. We're going to take a quick break to give you a quick halftime report, and we'll be right back after this.
Join us each and every Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, for a word of encouragement from the Temple of Refuge Ministries. Simply dial 857-777-0000. Building the kingdom, one soul at a time. Temple of Refuge Ministries, Prairie View, Texas.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. We're here in Waller, Texas, as the Bulldogs on top by a score of 14-7 over the Klein Forest Eagles here on homecoming night. And so far, so good for the Bulldogs, wouldn't you say, Mr. Johnson?
Definitely would say, like we mentioned before the game, we want to see them mix up the passing game along with the rushing attack, and it looks like they did just that. A lot of good passes downfield by Duncan, a lot of good completions. A touchdown pass by Duncan as well, as long as a rushing touchdown by Barnes. The offense looked real balanced in the first half, but at the end of the first half, they kind of tried to get a lot in one play. Want to see them get back to mixing up the play calls, getting some rushing and passing attacks together. Dink and dunk rolling, play action rollout. Looks like Duncan's comfortable rolling out of the pocket, finding his receiver. I kind of want to see them get back to the balanced attack there instead of trying to get it all back in one play.
Yeah, absolutely. And so far, the defense is looking pretty good, would you say, too?
Most definitely. The defense has been pretty shut down for the most part. Gave up a touchdown, but it happens. But other than that, I think the defense has been spectacular, if you ask me.
Yeah, like if you take away that big play from the pass, was it from Kadard, from Williams to Jones that kept that drive alive, Bulldogs could be looking at a shutout right now. But the Bulldogs right now leading by a score of 14-7. Like I said, so far, so good. I'm going to keep you some scoring updates throughout the 6A division, or excuse me, the 6A region District 15 as Tomball Memorial is up by a score of 28-7 over Klein Kane. We don't have a scoring update right now for Klein Collins and Klein Oaks, so when we get that, we'll let you know. And so far, so good here looking for the Bulldogs. We're going to take a halftime break, and we'll be right back of the second half. Remind you, listen to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Open Mic Broadcast Network here on homecoming night for the Waller Bulldogs. Bulldogs are leading by a score of 14-7 over the Klein Forest Eagles. And we're going to take this time to get the first half that our main man, Craig Johnson.
Right, and for today's first half, Waller Bulldogs rushing yards, they have 74 rushing yards, 184 passing yards, 258 total offensive yards in total. Quarterback Jordan Duncan is 9 for 16 with 184 passing yards and 1 touchdown. Running back Alec Barnes has 64 yards and 1 rushing touchdown. Wide receiver Brandon Stewart leads all receivers with 4 receptions and 80 yards. The Waller Bulldogs have a total of 3 penalties for 15 yards and 35 total plays. For Klein Forest, they have a total of 59 rushing yards, 21 passing yards, and 80 offensive yards in total. Quarterback Williams has 21 passing yards and 1 interception. Running back Williams had 29 yards with 7 carries. Their leading receiver has 19 yards for 3 receptions. They have a total of 1 penalty for 5 yards and a total of 19 plays.
So far, so good. Both teams have been disciplined on when it comes to the penalty side. 2 penalties that I know that the Bulldogs. Well, so one play he came with the 12-man on the field. Then he had the 2 false starts. But so far, so good. A clean football game. Well, first half of football game by the Bulldogs, would you say?
Definitely would. Kept the penalties low. They have a couple more penalties in Klein Forest, but still low. And considering that they're up in this first half, I don't think those 3 penalties are killing them too much.
Not at all. So take this time to thank our sponsors. We're going to give you a quick scoring update throughout the 6A Region 2 District 5, 15. Right now at halftime, Tomball Memorial is up by a score of 44-13. And that's still yet to have a score update with Klein Collins. And this time we're going to hear from our sponsors. Disagree.
We would like to thank our sponsors for supporting us and bringing you out this broadcast today. We would like to thank Temple of Refuge Ministry. Listen live each Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time by dialing 857-777-0000. Building the kingdom one soul at a time.
we would say thank our sponsors. Like they remind you that you can't listen to the Dr. Michael Church show every day. But you know that sooner or later, we're trying to get us on the show one day with them. When we say
most definitely.
So we'll say that he set goes in the Eagles will set to keep the kickball to start off this second half of football. So far, so good. The Bulldogs having the happy home crowd right now on their homecoming night. So they're trying to see if they can play a good second half of football and see if they can get out on this game with the W. Teams making their way back onto the field. Bulldogs trying to feed off of that injury. The last drive that they had, maybe could have ended out in a better outcome like they wanted. But nevertheless, nothing came out worse for them. They still were able to connect on a few good plays that came out a little stuck. We're going to see the defense hold out, get a quick 3 and out here, and try and ride off of that energy right now. The Eagles are already ready to go, just waiting on the Bulldogs to get set here. Bulldogs finally make their way out on the field. To kick for the Bulldogs will be number 30, 14, back deep for the Eagles is number 4, Marie Jones, and number 2, Zyler Johnson. Johnson standing at his 20-yard line. It is a short line drive, but maintained by Johnson. Johnson hit the outside and to get a nice return back up to about his own 44, 45-yard line. And the Eagles are going to have great starting position to start off this drive. Moving from our right to left, Eagles get their first crack at it in the second half. Williams and company ready to get things set. 3 receivers, 2. Williams left, 1 to his right. At the backfield with Williams is Benjaro. Ball's going to be headed off to Benjaro. Benjaro's going to maybe pick up a yard right there. So it's going to be a second down and 9 for the Eagles. That's how football game made by number 40, Ryan Garcia. Able to sniff out that run before he broke out for anything big. Now ball's probably at 46 now. Some quick substitution for both sides. Now everybody's ready to go. 2 receivers to the left. 2 in the backfield with Williams. The ball's going to be handed off to Williams. He's going to fake the handoff. It looks like there was a fumble on the play. It's going to be recovered by the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs have it. And just like that, the Bulldogs were able to feed off of this and see if they can put some points on the board.
Definitely not what the Eagles wanted. They're coming into the half down already. They definitely wanted to put some points on the board. Definitely didn't want to turn it over there.
Especially not like I said, with 2 plays already in 2. The second half, the Eagles commit their second turnover over the game right there. So now the Bulldogs get it with great starting position, starting at the Eagles now 46-yard line. Duncan and company ready to go. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. We're going to see if Duncan wants to go back to that matchup with Bryce. I think he's been having to like all day so far. Pistol formation for Duncan. Low snap for Duncan. Duncan now rolling to his right. Sets his feet. Looking for the intended receiver connected with his tight end. Was maybe going to get 2 or 3 yards right there on the reception. Coming up with that was number 88 for the Bulldogs. That was Josh Harris. So Josh Harris was able to pick up, we're going to say 2 yards from that reception. So we're going to bring up a second down and 8 now for the Bulldogs. Duncan now talking plays over, giving a new assignment to his offensive line. One receiver to his left, one to his right. Now Duncan's going to hand it off to Barnes, and Barnes is maybe going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Might actually have quick substitution now coming in for the Bulldogs. As number 1, Hardo coming in now. 2 receivers to Duncan's left, 1 to his right. Barnes in the pistol formation with them. 3rd down and 9 for the Bulldogs. 9:48 remaining here in the 3rd. Duncan rolling to his left, looking to pass, and once again connected right there with Bryce. And looks like he might have enough for the 1st down, depending on the spot that the official's going to give him. And he is going to have enough for the 1st down. So it's going to be a 1st and 10 now for Bulldogs. And we're taking our reception from Bryce connected from Duncan. Duncan connected with Bryce, and now Duncan is headed over to the sideline to get the play. But looks like Duncan's coming off the field. Like they're going to run another Wildcat formation now for the Bulldogs. Backfield is going to be Barnes to receive the snap. Split wide receivers. Barnes gets the hype. He's going to run the ball up the middle, but there is a stoppage on the play as we have another penalty marker on the field. Looks like the may go against the Bulldogs. Duncan makes his way back onto the field. But it is a false start against the Bulldogs, so that's going to push it back 5 yards right there. So we're moving back to the 40. So 1st and 15 now for the Bulldogs.
And despite that penalty, I like what I see so far from the Bulldogs offense to open up the second half. Looks like they're back to opening up their playbook with a balanced attack, passing and running the ball.
So we're going to see if the Bulldogs can feed off of that turnover by their defense and try and put the point on the board to add on to the lead. Leading by a score, 14-7 here in the 3rd quarter. Shotgun formation for Duncan. Duncan shooting in the shot in the motion. Now he gets the snap, step back to pass. Pressure is being brought on to Duncan, but Duncan will be sacked, but there is a penalty marker on the play as the Eagles got back there quick and blew that play up. Leading that was number 8 for the Eagles, Trenton Burkwalter. He's a holding against the Bulldogs. So we're going to see what the Eagles decide to do. The Eagles are going to decline that penalty. So they're going to bring up a 2nd down and long now for the Bulldogs. So it's going to be a 2nd down and 27 now for the Bulldogs. Ball now all the way on their own 48. 8:18 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Duncan now is set to go. 2 receivers to his left. Now he singles and 1 in motion. Now the ball's going to be headed off the Barnes. Barnes trying to hit the outside line. Has a lane to move to. He's going to get some of those yardage back. He's going to pick up 8 yards right there on the run. So now it's going to bring up, we're going to say he picked up 7 to be exact right there. So we're going to bring up 2nd down. It could be 3rd down and 20 now. So the ball's going to hit it back off the Barnes. Barnes just trying to get back to the original line of scrimmage. Another gain of 7 right there by Barnes. So now I'm going to bring up a 4th down and 13 now for the Bulldogs. We have a stoppage in the play right now. Trying to see what's going on. I don't know if there was a timeout called. The ball's now spotted back at the Eagles 38-yard line. And the Bulldogs are going to bring out the punting unit now.
It kind of looked like the Bulldogs were debating whether they wanted to go for it or punt it here on 4th down. Good decision to punt it if you ask me.
Couldn't capitalize off the turnover right there. Now the punting unit is going to come out back deep for the Eagles is number 22, McClendon. O-line drive kick, and that ball's going to go into the end zone for a touchback. And now the Eagles are going to get another crack at it for their second drive. Luckily, that turnover didn't turn over into points for them. So now it's going to bring a 1st and 10 for the Klein Forest Eagles. Ball spotted at their own 25-yard line. We're going to say a spotted at the 20. So here we go. 7:16 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Williams and company ready to go. Nice signals is running back into motion. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Step back to pass, and he's going to be met immediately in the backfield by number 7. And once again, it's Tony Kintegi on that sack. That's going to be a loss of 8 right there. So that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 18 now for the Eagles. And we can say Shategi has had himself a game so far.
Shategi is having himself a game, and he kind of toyed with that tackle there. He really just ran right past him, beat him with his feet, ran right past him. Great pass rush there by Shategi.
And now Williams is trying to see if he can get some of those yards back. Now he's going to fake the hand. He's going to get the keeper, and he's going to be met immediately at the line of scrimmage. Maybe got a yard right there, depending on the spot. Let's say, yeah, he got a yard. So Williams able to pick up the yard right there. So we're going to pick up 3rd and 17 now for the Eagles. Like the Bulldogs do that play up once again. Like Bulldogs doing a nice job of not letting the Eagles have it their way. And it looks like the Eagles are trying to run that ball. And the Bulldogs are just not letting them do that. Now, we're going to see what the Eagles can draw up right here on the 3rd and 17. Makes the handoff. Now rolling to his right. Looking to pass. Still has opportunity. The ball's going to be up, and it's going to be almost intercepted by, once again, number 7, Tony Tashigi. Tashigi's been all over the field today. Right there on the roster, it has Tashigi lined up as a defensive lineman, but right there was in coverage. So you like to see the versatile speed and movement right there by him.
Back to open up the drive right there with the pass deflection. He's all over the place. Love to see that version. It's a player in the NFL named Isaiah Simmons, and he played linebacker and safety. And Tashigi showing a little versatility on the defensive side there.
Now it's going to bring up a 4th and 17 now, and the Eagles are going to bring out their punting unit. Now a short line drive kick that's going to take a high bounce with a little bit of an Eagles roll. And the Bulldogs are going to get another crack at it. Ball is going to be spotted at their own 42-yard line now. With 5 minutes and 28 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Eagles have had 2 shots at it. Haven't came away with any points on. They turned the ball over their first drive. He went 3 and out on the second one. Now the Bulldogs are going to try and see what they can draw up right here on their second drive. Now Duncan and company ready to go here.
But with the whole another quarter left, can't imagine but think that the Bulldogs would love to put some points up on the board here, get a little more separation going into the 4th quarter.
Yeah, sure, you want to have a little bit of a comfortable lead going right here. So let's see what the Bulldogs draw up right here. Pistol formation down for Duncan. Ball's in the hand, handed off the new running back in back. That's going to be number 21. And he's able to maybe pick up about 4 yards right there. And that was number 21. Bogan on the carry. Devon Bogan on the carry, so we do have a timeout for injured Eagles on the play. So we're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back after this.
The Prairie View Athletic Club has been serving and supporting student athletes since 1986. This group of volunteers believe in supporting and the motto that Prairie View produces productive people. For more information on how you can become part of this winning team, simply dial 936-857-5817. Every time you support the Prairie View Athletic Club, you are supporting Prairie View Athletics, and it is also tax deductible. So once again, for more information on how to become a member of the Prairie View Athletic Club, simply dial 936-857-5817. Who you rooting for? PVU.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Shaking up on the play right there was number 10 for the Eagles, Caleb Lightfoot, and he's able to walk off the field on his own power. Now, the Bulldogs are set to go here on this second and 6 after picking up 4 yards on that last carry was Devon Beacon. He was Devon Bogan on that run. Now, Duncan and company ready to go. Ball going to be handed off. Fake handoff rolling out too. Trying to connect was Duncan to Bryce again, but looks like Bryce is shaking up on the play right now. So we're going to take another injury timeout. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as Bryce was able to walk off the field right there under his own power. Had a little bit of a lift. So we're going to see if he's able to make his way back into the game. Eventually, as it carries on. 4:32 remaining here in the third quarter. Bulldogs on top by 14-7. It is a 3rd and 6 now for Bulldogs. Trying to see what the stop of the play is right now. As the head official out the Bulldogs sideline. What the problem is? And then we're trying to reset the game clock. See what the problem is. Trying to pick somebody from over. Now they're going to reset the game clock. So instead of 4:32, it's supposed to be 4:45 now. So now, just waiting on the game clock to get situated. Still got to stop us in the play right now. Basically, not letting them get started just yet until he sees 4:45, and there's finally on the scoreboard now. Now the officials ready to go. Starts the clock. Duncan and his offense ready to go. See if they can pick up this first down on this 3rd and 6. Pistol formation. One receiver to his left, one to his right. Ball tight. Looking to pass. Over to his right. Has the intended receiver, and he's going to be out of the reach for the intended receiver, number 10, Landon Steele. The Eagles were able to get in there to get pressure onto Duncan. And now, Bulldogs going to go 3 and out in this drive. One unit. Once again, so far, it's been a defensive matchup in this second half. Both teams' defenses are standing strong so far for them.
Most definitely. Love the Eagles' defensive approach here to open up the second half.
Now, 14 sets to get the low, long line drive punt. Takes a nice Bulldog bounce, but Jones is able to hit this ball and play the bounce and get better field position for the Eagles. So now they're going to get another crack at it at their own 45-yard line. But now, the Eagles are trying to see if they can put up some points on this drive and at least tie up this game. Now the official, I said the 25, now the official 21. Yeah. For the Eagles. Now the ball's going to be handed off to the back, and the back is going to be maybe get back to Ron Simmons that was running that was number 5 for the Eagles. Nehemiah Miller was able to maybe get 2 yards right there. There's a penalty marker on the play. This was a holding against the Eagles. So we're going to see if the Bulldogs accept or decline the penalty. It looks like they're going to decline it, so we're going to bring up the first and 20 now for the Eagles. So now we're looking at first and 20 now for the Eagles. Ball is moved all the way back to the 11-yard line now. The whole 11, Williams, the back to the left, 1 to his right. Bulldogs trying to see if they can get another stop right here. Ball going to make the handoff. Williams going to pass out to the wide receiver. He's going to hit the outside lane. He has to move the way. There's no one inside of him from the 40, the 35, the 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Eagles. Going to check that, see if there's no penalty markers on the play. Don't say it look like it's a good touchdown.
No flags on the play, and kind of looked like he may have stepped out of bounds there, but I guess no signal of him running out of bounds. Touchdown for the Eagles. That's a great play there by the Eagles to get some points on the board to get back into to make this a real game, even though it was just a one-score game. Great play call there by the Eagles. Great execution, able to get some points on the board. Hopefully they could tie it up here.
Yeah, that was an 89-yard touchdown reception by the Eagles. And now this contest is all tied up now. So with 3:39 remaining here in the third quarter, the Eagles have tied this contest up by a score of 14 all. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back after this. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the Eagles were able to tie this contest up on that last drive, connecting from an 89-yard touchdown reception. So now the Bulldogs are going to get it now. Different scenario now. You were leading in this contest the whole game, so now the Bulldogs are going to see if they can take the lead right back here on this drive. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at their own 25-yard line. Going to see what Duncan and his crew can draw up right now, because at least if you can put up 3 on the board, it'll be a win for you. Because it seems like the offense has kind of stalled out a little bit. What do you think, Mr. Johnson?
Definitely has stalled a little bit, and I think it's because they're getting away from their pass, their balanced attack on offense, kind of trying to run the ball a little bit, and their passes aren't being too complete as Duncan in the second half is just 2 for 4 so far.
So now Duncan's going to hand the ball off to Barnes. Barnes going to find the lane, hits the outside, makes a nice spin move, and was able to maybe come up just a yard short of the first down, but there is another penalty marker on the play. There will be another holding penalty against the Bulldogs. So now we're going to repeat first down. So we'll bring up 1st and 20 now for the Bulldogs. Ball spotted from their 25 down to their 15.
Like you mentioned, this Bulldogs offense kind of stalled in the second half, but I would say his penalties kind of killing them in the second half as well.
Yes, sir. Third quarter, they're 5th overall. Trying to see if they can get back to playing more disciplined football. Pistol formation down for Duncan. Duncan's going to hand the ball off to Barnes. Barnes breaks some positive yardage right there. Barnes was able to pick up. So now we're looking at a 2nd down and 16 now for the Bulldogs. 3 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. The Bulldogs here on their 3rd drive of the second half are trying to see if they can get back and pick up things like they had things rolling in the first half. 2 receivers to Duncan's left, 1 to his right. Barnes is in the pistol facing with Duncan. Duncan's going to fake the handoff, look at the pass, had no one to run. He's going to decide to keep it and run with it and maybe get a yard right there on that. Don't know if that was the design quarterback run. Looks like they were just well covered right there by the Eagles. So Duncan's able just to get 1 yard right there on that run. So now we're going to look at a 3rd and 15 now for the Bulldogs.
Like we mentioned, this Bulldogs offense kind of stalled, but they also look a little out of sync here. A lot of good chemistry in the first half, and this second half looks like they're kind of not on the same page on a lot of plays. Like that play right there, kind of quarterback looked like he had nowhere to go with the ball, so he had to kind of run it himself, keep it himself, but no yardage on the play.
So now Duncan on this 3rd and 15. Look at the pass. Has it into the shit. This ball's going to be intercepted. Now going to be finally brought down before getting into the end zone. That was intercepted by number 23, Brian Worthy. And now the Bulldogs just committed their first turnover over the game. So now the Klein Forest Eagles have this ball with great start fielding position at the Bulldogs' 7-yard line.
Like I mentioned, at the end of the first half, Bulldogs quarterback Jordan Duncan looked like he kind of tried to get everything back in one play at the end of that drive. At the end of the first half of that drive, it kind of looked like he did the same thing there, tried to get it all back in one play, forced the pass that really didn't need to be forced, and turned it over.
Yeah, it seems like for the most part, Duncan has had a lot of time, been protected nicely by the Bulldogs. It seemed like he was rushing at that time. Might not been on the same page with his wide receiver. Looks like there's going to be a timeout call on the play right now. So we're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back. Remind you, listen to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, home with the WALLER County Athletics and the Civil Refuge Ministry. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as both teams are set to go in. The Eagles come back in the fifth in the Wildcat formation, hand the ball off to Jones. And Jones is trying to stay on his feet and muscle up any kind of yardage. The art penalty flag on the field right now. I think this one might be coming back. It is a holding against Klein Forest. So that's going to push him back another 10 yards. So he's going to repeat the first down. So it'll be a first and goal down from the Bulldogs' 17-yard line. We're going to see if the Bulldogs have enough of them to stop the Eagles from getting in. Started off with great field position after that interception. So now Williams going to hand it off to his running back number 5, Miller. Miller's going to hit the outside, get back some of that penalty yardage. I'm going to say he just got back to the 9-yard line, so he's going to say he picked up 8 yards on that run. We're going to bring up second down and goal now. The Bulldogs' 9-yard line. 1 minute and 6 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. As Williams is going to keep this one, but once again, on that tackle was number 7, Tony Kashigi. But now he was able to tackle him for a loss of a yard right there. So we're bringing up a third and goal now. Ball is at the Bulldogs' 10-yard line. 50 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. We all tied at the score, 14-14. There is a free play right now, but it looks like this might go against the Bulldogs. We'll see. It is an offside against the Bulldogs. Like the guilty culprit right there, jumped offside from number 40, Ryan Garcia. Now, it's going to be a 5-yard push. It's going to be the third and goal now from the 5-yard line.
Yeah, we mentioned that the Bulldogs offense looked out of sync. Now it kind of looks like both sides of the ball look out of sync here in the second half.
Absolutely. Not what you needed to do. The Bulldogs already gave away good starting position. Now the Bulldogs trying to hold off right there. They did a nice job of deflecting that pass. Was number 13, Joe Rayner. The middle linebacker reads the quarterback's eyes. And it looks like Williams could have connected Jones with the touchdown reception right there. But nice job by Rayner deflecting that pass, dropped the incompletion.
If you're the Bulldogs, you definitely didn't want to give up any points, but with a turnover like you had on offense, you're okay with giving up 3 points here.
Yes, sir. You're okay with when you had your back against the walls at your own 7. So we're going to see if the Bulldogs can try and see if they can maybe block this one and just turn around the momentum that the Eagles have right now. Salazar is up the kick. The kick is up, and it's good. So with 22 seconds to go, 24-yard field goal is up and good by Salazar. And the Eagles take their first lead of this contest by a score of 17-14. Bulldogs are going to try and see what they can do, trailing for the first time, see if they can get the lead back, see if they can feed off this crowd. The crowd is still here, still a big crowd, but they're trying to see if they get the crowd back into it. See if they can get the momentum back on their side, because it seems like the momentum has shifted all over to the Eagles side.
I was just about to mention that. It looked like the Eagles have all of the momentum, and opposite of the first half where the Bulldogs seemed like they had most of the momentum in this game. So the Eagles kind of just took over that momentum, and the Bulldogs getting the ball back here, see if they can get the momentum back on their side.
And now the Bulldogs back deep. Five-yard line. Having Bulldogs there, it seems like another kick behind Salazar goes into the end zone for a touchback. So the Bulldogs are going to get this one at their own 25-yard line. So now, the Bulldogs, what are you trying to do right now? It seems like nothing is going your way. Started the second half.
First off, if you're the Bulldogs, you have to relax. It's only 3 points. There's a whole nother quarter left, 22 seconds left in the third, but a whole nother quarter after this. So I think you just calm down, get back to that balanced attack on offense you had in the first half. Try to establish some running game here and get the play action pass, get the play action pass back. So Duncan gets more comfortable, get a couple completions under Duncan's belt so he gets more comfortable, more confident rolling out of the pocket and completing passes to receivers.
Yeah, absolutely. Take what the defense is. You don't have to try and take it all in one play. Like I said, luckily you're only able to give up 3 points right there on that last drive. So now we're going to see what the Bulldogs do right here. The ball's going to be handed off the bars. Ball's hitting outside, trying to find something, but maybe going to pick up 3 yards right there. I'm going to say he picked up 3. Now, 4. Out here from Barnes. Barnes going to. That's going to bring up a third down. In 3, we have a timeout right now on the field for an injured Bulldog right now. Shaking up on that play is number 71, Ty Tyron. We're going to take a quick break. Remind you, listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, home of the Waller County Athletics and the Temple Refuge Ministry. And welcome, Johnson. Tyron was able to walk off the field right there. Wasn't able to go off in his own power, so we're going to see if this young man is able to return. And it looks like that's going to conclude the end of the third quarter. And we're going to keep it right here. The Eagles are on top by a score of 17-14 over the Waller Bulldogs. And so far, like I said, the Bulldogs seem like they had nothing that's going their way in this quarter. They were able to get the early turnover, start of the third period, but weren't able to turn that into points. And then they just scuff up their first turnover, and that led into 3 points for the Eagles. So what are you trying to do if you're the Bulldogs right now?
Honestly, if you're the Bulldogs, I'm trying to get that 89-yard touchdown pass out of my head, because it kind of seems like after that, that's when the Bulldogs' momentum kind of went downhill. They kind of started. It seems like they kind of started to feel like this game was getting away from them, even though it was tied. So if you're the Bulldogs, just get that out of your mind. Keep it moving. Be patient. Don't try to get it all back in one play. If you're quarterback dunking here, just be patient like you were in the first half. Honestly, get the play action passes rolling again. Be patient. It's all going to come to you, and keep in mind it's only 3 points, and you have a whole quarter left to play.
Absolutely, you have a whole quarter left, but now is the time to get it going. Now you're looking at a 3rd and 3 down for the Bulldogs. Ball is at their own 32-yard line. It's got to get this first down to keep the drive alive. So now Duncan and his crew is ready to go. To his left, Duncan's going to hand it off to leading that charge was number 8, Britt Burkhalter. So now that's going to bring up a 4th down and 5. That was a loss of 2 yards on that run. So now Bulldogs are going to bring out the punting unit.
And honestly, the Bulldogs look like they want to try to establish the run here in the second half as well. Want to get that running game back under their belt. But honestly, it might be kind of hard that they already lost 2 starting offensive linemen.
Yes, sir. Lost two vital, parts of that line right now. So we're going to see if the Bulldogs can manage to adjust with that. Nice punt by Ortiz, and it's going to take a nice bounce to move the run. Shakes off it to his own 30. A couple of people just coming in, flying in late after the play. We're going to see what the call is. Didn't quite pick up what it could have been. But it's going to go against the Bulldogs. So that's another penalty. Unsportsmanlike conduct. So that's going to add on 15 yards extra onto that play. So now the Bulldogs are just digging themselves another hole right now. And hopefully they don't dig themselves too big of a hole that they can't come out of.
Right. Like I mentioned, they're down in this game, and it kind of just seems like they lost all momentum and kind of just gave it to the Eagles here in this second half.
Not at all. And like I said, if you were to look at the stat sheets right now, you would not think that Waller would be trailing at all, given how effectively they've been able to execute on the offensive side. Not much on the second half to speak for. The defense have done their job so far. We're going to see what the defense can do right here and see if they can come up with another turnover. Williams in the offense ready to go. Williams going to fake the handoff. Has the intended receiver right there for is connecting to Jacoby Stanley. And Stanley is able to pick up 11 yards right there on that reception. Now have a 1st and 10 now at the Waller Bulldogs 40-yard line. Shotgun formation. Hand it off to the outside and maybe get a yard. Now, looking at a 2nd and 9. We're going to see what the Bulldogs try to do here. Both teams, the Bulldogs have 3 timeouts in their pocket. No sense of trying to even stop the clock right now. Still have time in your favor. Only troubled by 3. If anything, you will only give up minimal damage of another field goal. 10-20 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Shotgun formation for Williams. Williams fakes the handoff. Looking to pass. Has time. Has the receiver wide open. And he's going to go in. Connecting for the 39-yard touchdown pass was Williams to Stewart. To Jones. So that's going to be add on to the Eagles' lead. 23-14 now.
Great route there by Jones. He's able to run past his defender and great pass there by Williams as well to pass that right into the basket over the head of the linebacker in the middle of the field. Easy touchdown.
Wait here for the point after the attempt to kick it up, and it's good. And another penalty marker coming on the play. It's going to go against the Bulldogs, and now the Bulldogs are just playing undisciplined right now. It's going to be roughed into the kicker on that one. So with 10:08 remaining here in the fourth quarter, the Eagles have added on to the lead now by a score of 24-14. And now the Bulldogs are just trying to get themselves back into the game.
Definitely are. And the Bulldogs, like I mentioned, their momentum, it kind of seems like both teams just switch momentum there at halftime. But the Eagles look like they're trying to take this game over and get out of here with a W, and the Bulldogs look a little lackadaisical. Like they kind of feel like this game is over. But 10 minutes left on the clock. The game isn't over at all, honestly. It's a 2-score game. I think they can come back if they have the right mindset.
Well, absolutely, it starts from here right now on this drive. You were one to come away with it. And if you want to keep your chances alive in this game. So now instead of kicking, now he's going to kick from his own 40. Thought they would have added on from roughing in the kicker. But now he's going to kick from his own 40. So now back deep for the Bulldogs will be Barnes. And number 23, Dominic Williams. Barnes will receive by number 1, Jackson Mercado. And he's going to get back to his own 41-yard line at the own 41. Bulldog for telling stories. The Bulldogs have played an excellent first half of football. And it seems like they haven't found anything to work well for them in the second half. And Duncan can do to get his team right back on the right track right here. Pistol formation for Duncan. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Waits the snap. Now rolling out to his left. Trying to pass. And he's going to take it. And he's going to be brought down for a loss on the plays. Duncan tried to roll out to his left. A play they've been trying. But you like this young guy at least throw the ball away to not lose that negative yardage right there. And that's going to go for a loss of 20 right there. I want to say 23. Loss of 13 on that, so it's going to bring up a second down and 13 now for the Bulldogs. And now the Bulldogs is going to connect to his wide receiver, Mercado. Mercado is going to be a yard shy of the first down, of the original line of scrimmage. So now we're looking at a second down. I'm going to say he got back to they lost 2 yards. So this is looking at 3rd down and 12 now for that. It'll be a 9-yard reception. So now we're looking 3rd down and 12 now for Jordan Duncan and his Waller Bulldog offense. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right, rolling out to his left, looking to pass, and he's going to try to connect with his wide receiver in that number 10, Landon Fields. And they're going to say he was able to maintain the catch before it hit the ground. They're going to say the ball was right at the sticks. Ball is at the 50-yard line. I don't think it's enough for a first down. So he was able to pick up 11 right there. So now we're looking at a 4th and 1. You are going to keep the offense out on the field. Looks like they're going to send Duncan to the sideline to get the play. off the about 7:45 remaining here in the fourth quarter. And one field down. Let's go to stop it at 7. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this.
People often ask us, when will we develop an app? And I've been telling them all the time, we already have an app right at your fingertip. That app is 857-777-0000. Save this number on your favorite, put it on your speed dial, and every time there's a live broadcast, dial that number, 857-777-0000. Serving the community through faith and athletics, the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the Bulldogs are going to go for it on this 4th and 1. Ball at midfield. Wildcat formation for the Bulldogs. Ball's going to be handed off to Barnes. Barnes going to hit the outside. Barnes has a room to run at the 30, at the 25, and finally pushed out of bounds. Able to pick up more than what he needed right there to keep that drive alive was Barnes. There's going to be a 37-yard run right there by Barnes. Sorry, 27-yard run right there. Keep the Wildcat going to pick it up for the first end. Right at the first.
Looks like the Bulldogs offense.
It looks like they kind of woke up after that timeout, especially after that first down. They liked what they saw. They kind of ran back to that Wildcat. They liked that substitution, that formation that the Eagles had right there, so they just ran with it. So now they're going to keep that same formation. Now Duncan over here is lined up to the left. Wildcat formation. Barnes is in the backfield. Barnes going to take the snap, looking to run. Has to run, hit the outside, makes a spin move, still on his feet. And he's going to be brought down to the 5. Able to pick up 8 yards on that run. So he picked up 7. So now we're looking at a second down and 3 now for the Bulldogs. Time steady ticking down. 6:30 remaining here. Trailing by a score of 24-14 here. The Bulldogs need to get a score right here to keep their chances alive. You still have 3 timeouts remaining. So that's a good thing with the Bulldogs. To stay in this Wildcat formation because they like what they see. Now Barnes going to hand it. Hits the outside, trying to find some good work. Barnes with a 5-yard touchdown run. Johnny to allow Barnes to hit the hole. As Barnes is now shaking up over here on the play. We're going to see what exactly happened. Not what you needed with the Bulldogs. So hopefully this young man is okay. We're going to stay right here. Don't see any penalty markers. At a 24-20 score. In his own power, so that's a good sign to see that young man. And the Bulldogs, I know, are taking a big side, big breath to see that young man walking up.
Most definitely. And they ran it about 3 or 4 times in a row.
So now the Bulldogs on to await the point exit by Ortiz. The kick is up and it is good. So now the Bulldogs trailing by a score of 24-21. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be
Join us each and every Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, for a word of encouragement from the Temple of Refuge Ministries. Simply dial 857-777-0000. Building the kingdom, one Prairie View, Texas.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as another unforced out of bounds. So that's going to be another penalty. 6 penalty mark in long second half. So now the Bulldogs give away some good starting positions in. So far, Barnes has a total of 27 carries with a total of 142 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns in this contest so far. So if we can say Barnes is putting his team on his back, he's so far doing that in this contest. And now we're going to see what the Bulldogs defense can do. Williams is going to hand the ball off to his back, and he's going to be dropped for a loss. Leading that charge was number 25 for the Bulldogs. That is Tayshawn Justice. That's a loss of a 1 yard right there. So down 4. Shot formation 4. And as you can see, they will take their time. As any sport team will do. So now he's going to hand it off to his back. That is Gonzalo. So now that's going to be a third down and 7. So now the third down and 4. He's going to pick up 7 yards right there. So now we're going to see what the Bulldogs can do right here. Bulldogs able to come up with another stop right now. And the team is going to call a timeout. See what he does here. It is a 4th down and 2. He's only able to pick up 2 yards in that initial carry. There is a stoppage on the clock right now. So now the offense is going to stay out on the field. This is a big play right now.
Huge play here.
But it wasn't a timeout call, so the clock is still rolling. The Bulldogs still have 3 timeouts in their pocket. So we're going to see what the Eagles decide to do. There is a penalty marker on the play. Even stopping the play, like the Bulldogs are going to call a timeout. And luckily, the Bulldogs got away with it as the initial man that was back deep who thought they were going to put it was Brandon Stewart. And they think do a quick play right there. Quick touchdown for the Eagles.
A quick touchdown. Stewart looked like he got beat there on that dead play.
So, and also, too, the Eagles sideline kind of saw that, too. They were trying to hurry up and hike it. But it looks like the head coach for the Bulldogs, Mendoza, was able to make that call and call it timeout right enough in the second time. So now the clock stopped at 4:18. Eagles leading by a score of 24-21 here in Waller, Texas on homecoming night. We're going to see what the Bulldogs defense can do on this 4th down, man. So far, so good. The Bulldogs have fought their way back. It seems like things were getting dim for them. Now you're only killing by a score of 3. What do you do right now if you're the Bulldogs? You need this 4th down stop. Are you sending all-out blitz right now?
Honestly, that's a tough call, but I might want to throw that they run the ball all game. It's in the blitz.
See what the Eagles trying to draw for this calculation out here. So now the ball's going to be handed off to Jones. Jones looking like he's going to run. And Jones looks like he's going to be short off the first down. Nice spot by the Bulldogs to get the turnover on down. Yes, what the doctor ordered. So it's going to be 1st and 10 now for the Bulldogs in Eagle territory. Ball is at the Eagles 39-yard line.
The Bulldogs do just that. They send all ready for the Wildcat formation, able to get them in the backfield, able to stop them from getting the first down, get the ball back in their field position. With good field position is good.
It turned out to be quite ending. So far, it looks like the Bulldogs were controlling the majority of this game, and then the Eagles fought their way back, took the momentum back into their half, to able to take their first lead. And now, here we are with 4 minutes and 12 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Bulldogs fell by a score of 24-21, with the potential to take the lead and maybe possibly tie the game, depending on how you look at it, how the cards are drawn. As we have another topic to play right now. So if there's a timeout on the field, as the official, there was no official timeout. The officials trying to discuss things with the league, took that time to huddle things up. It's a good game here in Wallace County on this homecoming night for the Bulldogs.
Very exciting game here tonight so far. 21-24. This has been a great game. A lot of momentum changes, a lot of momentum shifting back and forth. This has been a great game so far.
Now here we go. Duncan sitting in there in motion. Hit it off the mark. Another hit off the mark. Barnes just Matt Davies back at the line of scrimmage. Might have lost the guard right there. So now second down. 4. 3:50 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Bulldogs trying to take their time here a little bit, trying to get the right assessment, the right adjustment. Now still taking a little time now. How he gets the that nice pickup block right there by the original. The ball's going to be intercepted by the Eagles, and he's going to take this back into the end zone for the touchdown. But there is a penalty marker on the play. We're going to see if it stands. As we await the call, but I think it's going to stand. It's going to stand. We're going to see what the call is. But it looks like it's going to stand now. The Eagles have added on to the lead. Just like that, they switched over.
Definitely not what you needed there if you were the Bulldogs. Kind of just Duncan showing what he's been doing all this second half, honestly, forcing something that really didn't need to be forced, trying to get everything back in one play. So me, I probably would have threw that away, but nevertheless, move on to the next play. Eagles getting set to kick the extra point here.
It looked like the Eagles brought some pressure that last play that got to Duncan that made him rush his throw. So now, that's his second interception of the game. And it came at a crucial time. So now, the Bulldogs hold It's got a little bit deeper now. Still, anything could happen. The point out to the up, and it is good. So now, the Bulldogs trailing by a score. Great. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the Bulldogs are trailing by a score 31-20 here in the fourth quarter. You still have 2 timeouts. If you're the Bulldogs, but you need something quick here, quick and fast on side recovery to keep your chances a lot here. They're going to get this ball starting at their own 41-yard line. Let's see what the Bulldogs can draw up on this drive right now. For the Bulldogs, if you're Duncan, you got to shake off that last play.
Yeah, definitely have to have quick memory loss out that last play. That interception definitely did just happen. You have to move on to the next play. Still a lot of time left, 2-score game. Like you said, anything can happen.
3:17 remaining here in the fourth quarter. It's a formation for Duncan. Receivers to his right. They going to see your foot in motion. That's going to get the ball. Looking to pass. Has a man open. That's going to be Bryce. Connecting right there. Has some room to run. Still on his feet. Finally being tripped up. Able to pick the first down. We're going to see the Bulldogs all the way up to the line of scrimmage now.
Great pass there by Duncan as well. And good balance there by Bryce to stay on his feet and pick up some extra yardage.
Now he's going to hit it off the Barnes. Barnes is trying to hit the outside. Trying to find some room to make the cut inside. The nice tackle right there by number 22. It's the one who made the interception return for the touchdown. He's looking up a little bit right there. But he's going to come back up. So now we're looking at 2:35 remaining here in the fourth quarter. You know, kind of taking the time. What can see them move a little bit more faster right now. Second down and 9 now for the Bulldogs. 3 receivers, 2 Duncans right, 1 to his left. Barnes in the backfield. Duncan looking to pass. Trying to connect with Bryce and unable to come. A good spot right there with this receiver. Kind of just overthrew everybody. So now we're going to stop the clock at 2:08 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
Just another case of Duncan looks like he's trying to get it all back there in one play again.
Now you're looking at a 3rd down and 9 now for the Bulldogs. The ball is at the Eagles' 47-yard line. 3 receivers, 2 Duncans right, 1 to his left. Low snap, looking to pass, has a wide open receiver, is connecting right there is Ricardo. And Ricardo's going to have enough for the first down on that 11-yard reception. That's going to stop the clock at 1:59. Situated until the clock will start back, but there is another penalty marker on the play. It's going to be a roughing the passer against the Eagles. So that's going to move it another 15 yards. So that's what you need if you're the Bulldogs. The extra yardage right there. So now, you take a couple of shots at the end zone right now?
Yeah, you definitely do with 2 minutes left. Kind of a lot of time, but the Eagles offense does have another chance to get back on the field unless Bulldogs do an onside kick and get the ball back. But definitely want to try to get into the end zone as quick as possible here.
Yeah, so you still have 2 timeouts with the Bulldogs. So anything you want to try and leave as much time on the clock for yourself, it'll happen if you don't recover the onside kick. So now here we go. Shotgun formation for Duncan. Another man in motion, 2 receivers to his right. Now 2 to his left. Duncan steps up in the pocket, has nowhere to run, and he's going to be met immediately by, once again, number 8, Trenton Burkhalter. And Burkhalter's going to been having himself a game. Keeps the clock running at 1:40 now. Like to see that Bulldogs line try to hold up and give Duncan a little bit more time to throw.
I also kind of want to see the Bulldogs offense get a little more pep in their step as well, a little more hurry-up offense, kind of like we saw in the first half.
Yes, sir. Eating up a lot of time. Now you're looking at 1:20 now remaining here in the fourth quarter. Duncan looking to pass. Has going to try to roll out to his left. Has nowhere to go, and he's still on his feet. He's going to throw it away. Going to be intentional grounding. He's outside the pocket. Again, you want to see the young cat just throw the ball away, especially if you have no wide receivers open. Just trying to fight for another day, give yourself a chance. So it is going to be an intentional grounding against the Bulldogs. So now the ball is back at the Eagles' 27-yard line. 1 minute and 11 seconds remain here in the fourth quarter. Clock rolling now. 1:05 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Quick defensive substitution now for the Eagles. Duncan looking to pass. Duncan is going to try to shoot this for the end zone. Intended for Bryson. That's going to fall incomplete. So it's going to bring up a 4th down now for the Bulldogs. And you have to keep your offense out there, or they're going to try and kick the field goal. See what the problem is. I think what they're trying to say is that was the 4th down because that was, excuse me, they're going to bring out the field goal unit now. I don't know what's going on. It looks like there's a timeout on the field. The Bulldogs are lined up and ready to kick the field goal. It's going to be a 44-yard field goal for Ortiz. Trying to make this a one-score game. Still have 2 timeouts in your pocket. 54 seconds remain here in the fourth quarter. Ortiz got his warm-ups in. Looks like Klein Forest is going to take a timeout. So we're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back after this. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, as 14 is here to assess, trying to kick this 44-yard score game. But the Bulldogs kick it up and on its way, and it's no good. Pushed it to the right, so now that's going to turn it over on down for the Eagles. Coming up on the play is an injured Eagle is number 8, Trenton Burkhalter. Right, just like the Bulldogs are going to fall short. And this one trailing right now by a score of 31-21. Had the opportunity right there, and it just dug yourself a bigger hole you couldn't get out of.
Yeah, honestly, it really hurts considering the great first half that the Bulldogs had. They could have came out in the second half and matched their first half energy. They probably would have walked out of here with the W, but a lot of penalties, really shooting themselves in the foot in that second half really got this game out of reach for them.
Yes, sir. A lot of careless mistakes, and things like I said, that Klein Forest didn't beat you. You beat yourself with just minimum opportunities that you could have connected on. So now Burkholder is still here on the field. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after we remind you to listen to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It seems like they're still tending to Mr. Burkhalter there on the field, so hopefully that young man is all right. We're going to take this time to thank some of our sponsors.
We'd like to thank our sponsors for bringing us today's broadcast. Temple of Refuge Ministry, listen live each Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Central Time by dialing 857-777-0000, building the kingdom one soul at a time. And the network motto, serving the community through faith and athletics since 2002. Become a season pass supporter for Panthers Athletics by making a donation of $11. This will help cover all season expenses, and you can do so by visiting the website obnradio.com and get your season pass today. Listen to the Mike Prince Show daily by subscribing to our YouTube channel at Open Mic Broadcast Network.
We'll say thank you for that, Mr. Johnson. So with 49 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter, Eagles on top by a score 31-21. We'll see if this young man is able to get off the field. Hopefully walk off on his own power. But so far, it's been a two-sided half of football played by the Bulldogs. Controlled the tempo all of the first half, especially with time possession. And the second half has just been a different story. Wouldn't you agree?
Most definitely been a different story for the Bulldogs in the second half. A lot of lackadaisical play, shooting themselves in the foot with penalties, and also uncostly errors like Duncan not throwing the ball away, throwing it away, but throwing a pick six. Just a lot of opposite of the first half. Honestly, the first half was great football by the Bulldogs, and the second half just kind of got away from that great football, if we're being honest.
Yes, sir. A lot of unforced errors that the Bulldogs could have prevented as Burkhalter is able to come off the field, but that young man is going to have to be carried off. So hopefully he's all right. Then I'll start the prayers out to him, the Eagles family, and his family. So it looks like the Bulldogs are going to come out a little bit short on this homecoming night. Had everything going up well, just couldn't finish it out. So now Klein Forest is going to line up in the victory formation. And that should do it for here in this contest. As the Bulldogs have a lot to go back to assess. Bulldogs did a nice job of controlling everything in this game. If you go back and look at the stat sheets, you would have never thought that they'll be losing right now by a score of 31-21. But nevertheless, you got to play two halves of football.
Give a lot of credit to the Eagles as well. Went into halftime with a score of 7-14, but they never looked down, never put their heads down, stayed in the game, and believed that they could come back into this game, and did more than come back, honestly. Came back and took the lead, built on, and continued to build on the lead in the second half.
Yes, sir. So it looks like that's going to be the last play. That's going to do it here in Waller, Texas. The Bulldogs tried to fight their way back, but looked like they just came short. They just ran out of time. Bulldogs falling by a score of 31-21. We're going to take a quick break to give you a post-game report. Remind you to listen to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to Waller ISD Stadium, where the Bulldogs fell short by a score, 31-21. The Bulldogs had a nice game by their leading running back, Alex Bars, led the way for the Bulldogs, but couldn't do it by himself. As the Bulldogs fall short. Things were looking positive and bright right since the first half, controlling majority of the game. And I think things just couldn't click when things started off that second half.
Most definitely. That second half was, well, the whole game actually was a tale of two halves for the Bulldogs. A lot of consistency in moving the ball in the first half, and in the second half, a lot of penalties and unforced errors that really didn't need to develop throughout the game. So the Bulldogs can look at this loss and come away with some positive things that they can build on in the second half, limit mistakes in their next game, a lot of film to look over. But this game definitely was lost by the Bulldogs more than they lost to the Eagles.
Yes, sir. So the Bulldogs' next contest will be against Klein Collins, September 28th at Klein Collins. The next broadcast we'll give you coverage will be next week. Also along as well with the Hempstead broadcast face against Johnson City. And next week, mind you, the Prairie View A&M Panthers will be traveling down to Dallas, Texas to take on the Grambling Tigers for the State Fair. So let's go to conclude it here on this one, as I am Philip Prince alongside here with Greg Johnson. The Bulldogs falling short by a score of 31-21. I want to remind you that you are listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Until then, we'll see you on the other side.